Hey guys, we love that you joined our community over here on the Flip Flop Flipper, and we're so proud that we're the fastest growing real estate investor groups on the entire platform. But here's the truth. The difference from being in the free group, the Flip Flop Flipper, and coming over to Apex, we're actually doing deals there. And in the short time that we've had the community, we've done several $1 million worth of real estate transactions. And I personally know of at least 18 or 20 deals that have happened. We just finished our first ever coffee and bus tour. And out of that, I'm already in conversations with 3 or 4 different groups of people that are going to do real estate deals together. We just want to be a part of your real estate investing story. And the difference between being in the Flip Flop Flipper community and being in the Apex community, Apex is actually get done. We're doers over there. So if you want to go from being a wanna-doer to actually being a doer, click the button. Let's go. Join Apex.
There
you go.
Hey, guys, welcome to Deal Makers Live.
We're all here. Robert's not here with us today. He's flying back to Florida, but he'll be with us on Thursday.
Don, I figured out the issue. We've got a link in the calendar that's wrong.
Correct.
It goes to the wrong room. So I'm going to put the correct link in there. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, the link is now going to be correct. Love to have you in here. Let's get going. So who do we want to bring up first?
Let's talk to Alan. Alan's always got something. There was like 6 people here that all disappeared. All right, let's bring up Alan, and then 1, 2, 20 something is there. And we'll hopefully find out his real name. Oh, thank you, BK. It was a fun video to shoot for sure. And if you guys haven't watched it today, go watch that video. It's doing really, really well. And we would love your help and support. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Can you believe more than 95% of people who watch the video aren't subscribed? It's crazy.
That is ridiculous. Reynolds, is Reynolds coming up?
Alan's here.
Alan, hey man.
Alan has not turned on his camera or his microphone, so we're bringing up someone else. Well, Alan figures that out. We have 1, 2 here. If you want to unmute your mic. And
hey man, are you there?
All right.
Yep, I'm here.
All right. You might turn on your camera, Ronald. What's going on? Welcome.
Hey, thanks. How you doing?
Good. What are you working on? What kind of deals do you have?
No deal right now. Actually, I'm just doing some research, trying to understand how to get into it.
Okay. Well, you're on the right call. So tonight, and then for those of you that this is your first time here, we're going to bring people up to talk about the deals they're working on right now, how they found them, how they structure them, how they're raising capital for them, and everything in between. So, Ramon, next week you got to bring a deal to us, man. Where are you at with in the process? Are you making offers on things? Are you looking at deals, or what are you doing?
You're muted, just in case.
Ronald, you there?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that was for Ramon. Sorry.
Sorry, my fault. I meant Ronald.
Yeah, no. So I guess what's the easiest way? So yeah, we have a deal going on in Puerto Rico right now that we're gonna close on in like July.
Where at?
In Maunabo.
How many units?
No, it's just this is our primary residence first.
Okay.
And then so we were down there a little bit last year, taking a look around, just trying to get a lay of the land to understand you know, how realtors operate, what some of the areas offer in comparison to the US or like you know, the UAE or something like that. And so it's definitely different. so it takes a little getting used to, especially if you don't speak Spanish. So that's that. Good thing my wife does speak Spanish, so that helps out.
That's always a plus.
Yeah.
Awesome. Man.
So so we have that deal's already just about done. We're waiting for, which we didn't know, it's like the inheritance thing in Puerto Rico, how deep that can go with family members and how that can grow with so many members you didn't think. So so I think this deal had like 10 people on it that had to sign. Some were already deceased. Good, they didn't have any additional heirs, but so we've got one person left that's signing, which was good because our concern was anybody wanted to contest it and so forth. But thank goodness that didn't happen. So this is going through smooth. Hopefully all of them go like that, but can't promise that. So, but overall, I think it's a fair deal. There's definitely some work to do to the property, but I think we're ready for that.
So real quick, how much if you're okay sharing this, but how much are you buying it for? How much you think it needs in renovation? How much you think it'll be worth once you're done?
So it's about 40,000 after everything. I think based on what's there, hopefully there are no structural issues. So I don't know. I mean, I think anywhere over 100 by the time it's done, because we'll be expanding it a bit.
So 40,000 to purchase it, and then what? Another 40 to fix it.
Yeah, well, that's the hope. That's the hope, but we still have to do some assessment on the some of the structural area of it, because it's right now it's sitting up on a platform, and some of the beams look like you can just reinforce that and not have any issues. We walked through it. It didn't appear to be any concern with that. But over time, when you don't take care of a property, there's that concrete rot and things like that. So
okay. Well, while you're down here, if you need any contractors, anything you need, let us know. We have a list. We have actually someone here, Juan Carlos Quintana, who is a contractor here on the island. He'll definitely help you up. And we'd love to see your deal. If maybe next week you can bring us pictures and stuff, we'd love to talk about it more in detail. I think that'd be pretty sick. Do you have any questions? Anything you need right now?
No, not right now. I mean, the other night I got a lot of questions answered.
I saw that. It was fun.
So I was definitely hoping to do a land trust with it, but it is what it is.
And come on Thursday as well, and we'll have our weekly masterclass. And if you guys haven't heard about it, we have a weekly masterclass on Thursdays. We talk about how to structure these things, how to find more deals, and how to get funders as well. So if you're looking to do more than just one, I think that's where you got to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. So right now we got a house in Florida already, in Orlando area, and not Orlando. I always call it Orlando, in Orange Park, right near Jacksonville. So that's our primary residence, but we'll be transitioning once the Puerto Rico property is ready to be livable. We're going to move there. So some of the things we're looking at, I think I mentioned it the other night, was looking at opening up an LLC there, or a business there, to be able to take advantage, I guess, on if there are tax benefits, what tax benefits are allowed with that. But then also to separate ourselves from, our residents.
Well, there's always depreciation, but I mean, maybe you have access to, because Mount Nabo might be considered rural. You might have access to funding, USDA funding and stuff like that. You take advantage of, maybe refinance that way. Put some money out. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's move on to Alan. We appreciate. If you got any questions throughout this, though, let us know. We'll bring you back up. All right.
Yep. Sounds good. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alan, how's it going, man? Oh, we still can't hear you. Nothing. You might, maybe you're.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
We can hear you now.
Sorry about that. Well, I don't really have a deal to discuss, but I have a question. So I have a situation where I have an offer accepted with a subject to. The seller has a FHA loan. It is his primary residence. It's in Puerto Rico, so he has a discount on the property tax from CRIM, right? So my question is, what happens when I buy, if I put that in the LLC? I believe the LLC cannot get the same subsidy, so the CRIM amount is going to change. And FHA loan typically, and that's the case here, the property tax is paid by the lender. The lender is going to get a note from the CRIM that they need to pay more because there is a new owner that happens to be a LLC. I'm afraid that might trigger a call on the loan. I know there's always a risk with any subject to, but with this particular situation, I feel the risk might be increased, and I don't know how to work around it.
So I think that's a very normal thing to have happen on these subject to deals, that an LLC buys the property, and this is in any state, not just Puerto Rico, right? In Florida, that's the same. In California, I'm sure it's the same. The taxes will go up with the transfer, and they'll get a notice, and then the bank usually will just tell the people, hey, you need to put more into escrow, your payment's going to go up, you'll be responsible to cover that payment because you've taken over the loan. I know a lot of people that have done subject to, and I don't know a single person that's ever had a loan called on sale. It's certainly possible. The bank at any time could decide they want to do it. And if they did, you'd have to sell the house. The bank doesn't have a tremendous amount of options, though, either, Alan. You know, they can say, okay, you have to pay us all this money. And you could say, okay, I'll go sell the house. Give me 6 months. And there's not really much they can do about it. Their other option is to foreclose on the property. And that takes years to do. They don't want to do it. So they'd rather just have someone like yourself making payments. And I don't know anyone that's ever had a loan called due. That doesn't mean it won't happen. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened to someone. But yeah, and Mike said the same thing. Almost never gets called because the only way they can do it is a full foreclosure. And
okay. It's good to hear your experience, right? Among all the people you know that have done the subject to, are there a number of them that put the title in the LLC as opposed to own them directly?
Almost all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all investors that are buying these deals because they're a good deal, and they're putting it in an LLC or a corporation or a trust, any kind of thing that isn't their personal name.
Okay, very good. So I don't have a deal today. Maybe next week. Thank you.
Maybe next. Well, I mean that's exactly what we're trying to talk about though on this segment.
Oh, but you just closed out a deal, didn't you? Got some.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers to discuss in detail. I think it will be better to have a spreadsheet with all the detail next week.
Okay. Well, we'll bring you on first then, maybe next week.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Alan.
All right.
Who else has a deal here in the green room? We'll bring you up. Just put in the chat here.
Just raise your hand. We'll see it here. So we have Dan, Ramon, Mel, Taina.
Taina's in a house right now.
Oh, give us a tour. Let's see. Hey.
Oh, you're on mute.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good to see
I'm
you.
in the middle of looking at a house right now. There's a person living in the first floor. This is the basement. It is partial cement. It's quite distressed. I don't know if you can see anything here.
We can see it.
Yeah.
How much is the deal?
Yeah, what are they asking for it?
I need to find out for sure how much they're asking because they told me that the gentleman is asking 5 G's.
That's it? You should probably buy it.
Take it.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me, but I need to verify that that's true.
Yeah, I mean, go knock on it. Is it the guy that's living upstairs?
Yeah, he just moved out of this house to another house, but we're going to get him to come and show it to us.
How much do you think it's worth after you fix it up?
In the conditions that it is right now, is probably worth 20. I don't know.
Once you fix it up. Once
I fix it up, maybe, yeah.
How much you think it needs to get fixed?
This bottom floor, it's all cement, so it needs work. I would say with 7 to 8 grand, you can make a little studio apartment down here.
Wow. How many units?
2. It's actually 1, but that downstairs does exist. And this is what it looks like in the front. Let me step across the street so that
Wood roof.
this is the house next to it.
That's gorgeous.
And this one is the house.
What city is this in?
In Aguada. It's in the downtown area on like 3 streets behind the main square, the plaza.
I'm not sure. Do you know where that is, Adon?
No fucking cool.
No, is that up in the mountains?
No, the plaza is the downtown where you have the mayor, where you have the mayor and where you have the church in Puerto Rico that all the houses.
Yeah, it's close to the square of the.
So it's 3 streets behind.
And where is the town located? Is the town in the mountains?
It's Aguada.
Aguada.
It's downtown Aguada, near an urbanization that is called Montemar. So if somebody's familiar with Aguada, they would know that urbanization because
it's near Rincon.
It's near Rincon. It's right next to Rincon.
It's right next to it. That's a great area.
Yeah.
I would think that the house is probably worth much more than 100. Is that what you said you thought it'd be worth after it was fixed up?
I think it's probably worth 150.
No, I think it's like at best, the fixed up would be like 65.
I disagree, and I don't know Aguada, but I know that peninsula.
This is the street.
Listen, it doesn't matter if it's $5,000. Give him the money now.
That is.
You get a napkin that says it's yours.
¿Dónde está el señor? Yeah, esta no es comparable. But hold on. This is the.
Are you with a realtor right now?
This is the corner house. No, this is a friend of mine from childhood. He's the one that told me about the house. He always informs me, and he's the one that is actually the owner is selling it to him. And he called me to come and buy it because he helped to move the gentleman to another house, and he gave him the TV. And the one thing that in this town, what happens in this town is that the homes do not have ownership of the land.
No, but he got.
But then again, you don't really need ownership of the land because everybody lives like that here. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Well, if you want to sell it later, it does become difficult, though.
Yeah.
Well, I would try and get an offer in. I mean, if the guy only wants 5,000, even if it's only a land
I'm giving
lease,
it to him. This is my
Yeah.
friend's house. He just inherited this one, and he's been fixing it up. It's a wooden structure, but it's pretty cute. And they've been fixing the houses on the street.
Awesome.
This is something like what I would be able to do in that other house.
Absolutely.
You know, if a little
Tú
setup
vas a
like
usar para
this.
Airbnb.
Mi amigo lo quiere para Airbnb.
Pero así lo vas a alquilar.
¿Ah? ¿Qué?
Así lo vas a alquilar o lo vas a poner al día.
No, yo la estoy arreglando y esto estaba no
okay,
nada.
okay.
No, estoy haciendo el deck de madera a la parte de
I thought he was going to put on Airbnb like that. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, no, not ready. But we're gonna go talk to the guy right now.
Okay, well,
All right,
call. Well, if
well,
you're going to go
let us
talk
know how
to
that
him,
goes.
let us know when you're done and come back and let us know how it goes.
Okay.
Okay. Good to see you.
You too. You guys have brought me good luck.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Who is coming up next? Ramon or Mel? You've got your hand raised. Hey, Mel.
Emmanuel and I were going to get with the realtor of the other property that I submitted.
Okay, the one in which one?
Rio Grande. Yes.
You made a post about it?
Yes, and we were going to get with the realtor about that one. I'm waiting to hear back from Emmanuel about that one. But I also not too long ago, I just put another one there because it's a house and a lot that's for sale, and it's generating revenue as well. So
Did you find it on your cell account?
Yeah.
So I want to I want to get, because I'm going to move to Puerto Rico and I'm going to stay there so I can go be the project manager on these projects, on the properties and so forth.
Nice.
So I just want to make sure that, I go ahead, and I'm also going to reach out to Don as well and see what I can do so I can get things going.
Where's this? So it's properties in Rio Grande. Is this the Zillow one?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now.
Yes, that one.
989,000.
Yes.
And then the other one I just submitted was the Aguada, that one.
Okay.
And it has a lot beside it. So if I can get a good.
What's the offer you made on this last one? So I'm going to try to pull it.
The last one, I'm waiting for Emmanuel to get back to me.
Okay.
I'm waiting for him to get back to me. I did reach out to him. He hasn't called me back yet.
Okay. So the one you submitted before, how much did you guys offer?
Well, it was either going to be the seller finance or the cash offer, what we discussed last night. Okay. So it's going to be either or. And then this one here, like I said, it has a lot next door to it. And then the property itself is a 4-4 and it generates income. So we're going to, I'm going to see what happens. I need to do some comping because it's priced a little too high. It really is. It's no way that property can be $900K when I have not seen any properties, around that figure.
Is this the right property?
It looks like a really nice house. If I can see the address, I can help you comp it real quick. Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah, it's 564 Highway.
Could you send me the Zillow link?
Is it this one in Rio
I'll
Grande
type
or
it
is it
here.
a different one?
I'll type it here.
I'm
Okay.
looking at the Rio Grande one. Yeah. Yeah, just copy paste the link into there. We'll pull it up here real quick.
Mel, are you talking about the one in Rio Grande right now, or are you talking
No,
about?
no, the other one I submitted.
Okay, what's the other one?
It's I tagged it on this below there in the community.
All right.
Que tú estás escuchando.
The one for $989.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a link for it?
No, I just.
Hey, you don't have the address in here either.
Yeah, I didn't know if y'all had a disclaimer for these or not.
What does that mean?
Do you have a disclaimer in the community chat that no one is allowed to touch other people's properties or anything? I didn't know.
We're not trying to get your deal. We're trying to help you.
No, other people. I mean, within the community, if we had a disclaimer for them not to, touch or get your deals. I didn't know if you have that.
Well,
we don't. Mostly because we're not going to police that. I think the community is not looking to take people's deals. People are looking for partnerships. So we could have a disclaimer, I guess, but yeah, I don't think that most people are.
So
you're looking for.
Here's the thing, Mel. We could say we can give you a disclaimer, but if the deal's not under contract, there's nothing stopping anybody from going after it, right? But what we're trying to do here is help you get the best possible deal out there, so you can go after it.
Mm-hmm.
So, look who's joining us from the airport.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Turn off the Wi-Fi.
Kind of loud here, so if I have to mute, I can mute.
So, Mel, do you have a link for that property, or did you
Yes.
not bring it up?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Perfect.
Where'd you put it?
I'll go after it. I saw it here.
You see? Okay.
Give me a second. Let's see if something comes up. So the deal we're gonna look at is in Aguada?
Yes.
Okay.
Robert, I put you on mute. If you have something to say, just unmute.
Yeah.
Man, everybody's in Aguada today, huh?
Apparently. Let's see. I don't know, Mel. This is the thing on the water.
Yeah.
The number that might be asking is not not unreasonable. Let's see.
Yeah, if you have a beach in Aguada.
A beach anywhere.
A beach anywhere, but and that looks like a pretty nice sandy beach too.
But look at the square footage and how many bedrooms and.
So I think the best way to value this kind of thing is to figure out what you're going to do with it. You're trying to make this an Airbnb?
No, I was going to live here and rent it out as well.
Okay. So, well, if you're planning to live in a home, then the value for you individually, you need to think of it as a home that you're going to live in, and you just have to pay whatever you want to pay for a home you're going to live in. If it's an investment and you're planning to make money from it by renting it out, the best way to value this kind of property is to figure out what your income will be from it minus all your expenses so you get to that net profit number, and then create a valuation based on how much money the property will bring in. Especially when it's hard to comp things or really unique properties like this, when you're on the beach, it becomes more difficult to look at comparables, and it becomes easier to just figure out your valuation based on net income.
Well, here's a 3.3 compared to that one a little bit, not close to the closer neighborhood. 750,000 it's on market for right now, and it's not on the water, but it's close in the neighborhood. So let's see if this is right.
If you buy the house in the picture there on the ocean, do you own the land underneath it? In other words, if something happens and it gets distressed, are you allowed to rebuild it?
Don't get this is all part
that's an insurance question or a
no, it's not an insurance question. It's not an insurance question. It's a question you ask the realtor before you buy.
Okay.
Do I own the land?
It's a deed question. Yeah, it's a do you own the land on the deed?
This is the house right here. I'm not able to see it. This is wrong. All these numbers are wrong. But
so if it's on the it's on the backside of the highway, I would imagine you do own the deed and are allowed to rebuild, but I don't know that for sure. I guess Tiana was saying that in Aguada they're all land leases.
Yeah, but she was up in the
playa,
in the plaza.
The plaza.
So it could be different over there because some of those government lands are, are leased out. Like in Loíza, none of the houses have a true deed. It's all like land leases. So if you buy anything, it's basically
It does make sense though if you're on the other side of the street from the ocean, you probably do own the property underneath of it. But I'd ask the realtor. And how much are they asking on it?
900.
989.
Which is too high. It's only 3 bedrooms.
So Mel, your to-do list on this would be make sure that you own the land underneath it. Calculate out your net income. So that would be what you expect your nightly rents to be, how many nights a month you're going to rent it for. Subtract out your expenses, so your cleaning fees, taxes, insurance, everything like that. Calculate that net number, and then that's how you can value this property. And let's just pretend in a fantasy world this thing generates $25,000 a month in profit. It's absolutely worth it to pay $1 million. If it generates $2,500 a month in profit, then it's not worth $1 million at all, at least as an investment. Now, if you're planning to live in something, valuations change pretty drastically between living in something and making money on something.
Yeah.
When you're living in something, you got to figure out what makes you happy. What if you value waking up and going to the beach every morning, then you're going to pay more than if you're like, I don't care where I live, I'm just happy in a condo. Then you'll probably get something a little cheaper.
Right.
All right. How many? I'm just going to run something here real quick. Let me see if I can share my screen with you. And then we'll move on to the next person. But I 100% agree with what McKenna's saying. All right. So let's see what we can get here. Hopefully it works. All of that. Does it say how many square feet it is? Here it is.
It says 5,511 square feet on for this property you're looking at.
Yeah, but it's probably calculating the lot.
On the Zillow listing, it says 2,800 for the
internal. Let's see if anything comes up. Rent Atlas been giving problems lately. Yep, there we go.
Oh.
Well, let's see what they bought it for. Can't see that either. All right.
Yeah.
Well, definitely ask the realtor all these questions. So you're gonna ask them if they own the land under it. If you plan on living in here, do what McKenna says. And if you plan on being there half the time and then being half the time back wherever you're living right now, then maybe consider doing numbers for Airbnb as well, having that as an option.
And Mel, how are you planning to pay for this? Are you going to raise money, or are you just going to go get a traditional bank loan?
I'm thinking about raising money.
Okay. So if you're raising money, you
Yes.
really need to think of this as an investment.
Yeah.
You need to calculate what you're going to get, what your investors are going to get. I don't recommend living in it if you're going to raise money.
Okay.
I mean, it's all about what you negotiate, but it does get a little trickier when you're raising capital and you're going to live in something. All right, Mel, thanks so much for coming up. Hopefully next week you'll let us know that you got a contract on it.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Looks like a pretty house, so that's a pretty nice place to call home.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Robert.
All right. Moving on to Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
All good, and you?
How's it been going trying to get something under contract?
Well, I've got I think when we last spoke, I have a 3-pack of of Detroit single family rentals under contract, closed Friday. And I am with a 7-year 0% balloon, 45K down. Yeah, 4,500 rent. So good numbers. Bit of rehab.
And how much
maybe
to enter the deal?
So 45 down. It was off market, so I got to pay the agent 13.5, and I don't know. Let's call it 15 to 20K in mostly cosmetic rehab. I think one needs a new furnace or maybe a couple little things like that. I'm just trying to get all that info right now.
Are they already rented or no?
2 are empty. 1 is rented, or well, 1 is emptying. They were gonna empty them out and clean them up and sell them retail. So I sort of caught them not off guard, but the agent and I, for lack of a better term, sort of got to them ahead of the game. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, let me pull up my spreadsheet on this deal, and we can do some math and see if anyone here is interested in Detroit.
Yeah, and thanks for your questions to me. So I am JVing it with someone in Hold Your Hand. It's not exclusive, and if I sell it and they don't, he might have some out of pockets that I have to pay him, but he's not gonna ask for an assignment. He's not gonna. It's gonna be fine.
Anything, but that's a risk that he takes on trying to JV these things. But let's see what we think this is worth. So purchase of, what's the total purchase price?
Yeah, it's $450.
$450. Let me share my screen. $450. Current rent is $1,500.
Well, the sort of the market, they're all Section 8.
Okay.
The market rate is around $1,500 per.
Okay,
So
and one of them's rented. Do you know what it's rented for?
One of them's rented. I think it's $1,400 at the moment.
$1,400. Okay. Let's just assume they're worth $450,000 as a package. So, and then it's a 0% loan.
7 years.
7 years. Love it. You're going to be so you're putting $45,000 down.
Yeah.
And then so 450 minus 45,000, and then all the rest of the fees are external fees. They're not related, right? So you're borrowing $405,000.
Yeah, there is going to be like a 13.5 payout, not from the seller.
Okay. And that's part of getting into the deal.
Yeah.
What's the monthly payment on it?
Sorry. 4,500 divided by 4. 450. No, yeah. Sorry, I've got a couple deals going on.
4,500 divided by 4. That'd be
Yeah,
1125.
Yeah, I think it's at. I think I ended up going to 1250. So 1250 per month.
50. Robert or Don, any idea on taxes and insurance in Detroit? Or Dan, if you know them.
Yeah, I can pull them up while you guys are trying to guess if you like. Give me a sec.
Sure.
How many units was it? 4 units?
3 single family homes.
2,000 a piece.
That sounds about right. Here, I'm just pulling up my spreadsheet.
While he's doing that, Ramon, you'll be next. We have Carrera there. We have Juan Carlos. We have Natalie and Autumn. That'll be the order. We'll keep going down the list.
Yeah, so on the bundle, it's $925 a month for property taxes for all 3.
$925
and $345 insurance for all 3.
Hey, McKenna, can you zoom into your spreadsheet?
Yeah.
People are requesting here.
Okay. And then we are having to bring $45,000 down plus another $13,500 for the realtor. How much is your assignment fee? Is that included?
It's not. I don't know yet. I think that's part of my learning. What's it worth?
Well, maybe we can help you with that. So
10 grand.
If someone came and they just had $58,500 to put into this deal, they're looking at a 32% return per year in year 7. So 228.29%. That's calculating, the rents. This does not calculate any rental increases. This has a 5% appreciation. So an investor would expect to make 32% on this deal. That's pretty phenomenal, Dan. I think that anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 assignment fee is very reasonable.
Yeah.
So let's say $78,500 to get into this deal. That brings their total return on investment to 22.48%. Now, I guess it depends who you're selling to, right? If you're talking to me, I have to go raise money. And in order to raise money, I'm going to give away equity. And this equity, and the reason I'm bringing this up is this 22% is 50% of the equity that's in the house. So I've already taken out, guys, half. That I get half and my investor gets half. So this 22% is only on 50% of the deal, which is pretty crazy. When you look at just the whole, if someone came in here and wanted to pay cash, sorry, I'm all zoomed in. If they wanted to pay cash and not use an investor, they're going to get a 44.97% return on their $78,500. So I definitely think you can sell this, Dan. I think that's a really good deal. Also, not financial advice. If any of you guys want to contact Dan, he's got 3 properties in Detroit that I think could be a good deal. But I don't know. I've never seen him. I don't know anything about him other than what Dan's told me. So, you got to talk to Dan and figure that out, guys.
Buyer beware.
Buyer beware. I'm not telling you to buy them. I'm just telling you what I'm calculating. I think that's a pretty phenomenal deal, Dan, especially if they are in a place where they're move-in ready. If you have to renovate, it's a little less exciting, I think, just because it's more difficult to manage from abroad. But if they are move-in ready, I think you'll have no problem selling these. Do you have a contract on this already?
I do.
Okay.
I've got a 15 business day inspection. Day one kicked in on April 11th on Friday.
And how can people reach you if they're interested in this?
Cell number? Does that work?
Yeah, if you want to put it on the internet, you tell us.
Yeah, sure. Can I give it to you?
Yeah, just say it out here.
Yeah, 647-210-9925. Do you want an email as well?
Yeah.
Dan BT
Dímelo, Francisco.
invest@gmail.com.
Awesome.
Like brother Thomas, Dan BT. Yeah.
I think, Dan, that you've got a winner here. How are you looking for buyers right now?
Sure. So, like, I just started 5 weeks ago wholesaling. So this is my first deal. As I said, at the moment, actually, I posted on your site, on the school site. I've been working, as I said, with a JV partner who kind of really puts it out there. They're connected.
Yeah.
And that's as far as I've gotten so far, because it's just brand new to me. I haven't really started investigating and learning buyer stuff. I think I have another private buyer who was looking at another property. I haven't done the numbers on this one yet. It might be of interest to him too.
Okay. And actually, I just realized that I've got the wrong numbers in here. It's wow. Yeah, I had the wrong number in there for the valuation. I don't know what the current value is, guys. Maybe it's only worth 400,000 and Dan's overpaying. But even then, there's a ton of room on this for someone to make money. I think that sorry, Dan, I can't do two things at once.
Your thing.
So if I were you and I had this deal, if I would spend all of my time looking for real estate buyers in Detroit that could take this down. When I was wholesaling, I had PropStream, and I would look and see. Do you have PropStream?
I do. Yeah.
So I would go on PropStream. I would look for investors that own 5 or 10 plus rental properties. So, one owner that has 5 or 10 or 15, whatever you pick. I think 5 or 10 is a good number in Detroit. And then I would also look specifically in the neighborhoods around where your houses are. And I would just start cold calling the people that are buying these things and say, hey, my name's Dan. I've got a really good deal. I saw you bought a house on this street. I've got 3 of them, on this street, and this street. And guess what? It's 0% seller financing.
Okay, cool.
I think you'll have huge success doing that if you haven't found a buyer already.
Yeah, great. A couple quick questions. On PropStream, how would is there a filter or because I've been using it for other purposes at the moment. How would you use
there
PropStream?
is. I don't have access anymore. I got rid of it after I stopped wholesaling.
Sure. But what am I looking for on PropStream?
So you can filter. See if I can pull up a picture of it. You can filter by amount of properties owned. So I would say I want a list of everyone that owns 5 or more houses in Detroit or in these neighborhoods. You can do it by zip code. And then that'll generate a list for you of like a couple hundred people, 1,000 people.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then you can also zoom in to the neighborhoods where you have your houses and look at sale data in the past 6 months. Try and find people that are doing fix and flips, that are actually buying these things, fixing it up and selling them, or buying distressed property to put renters into. So I wish I could log in and walk you through it, but I don't have access anymore. But yeah, you'll be able to do that on PropStream, and it'll generate a list for you. I use a site called True People Search to do the skip tracing for free. It gives you the name, I put their name in True People search. It's free. It works sometimes it doesn't, and you're just trying to get a hold of as many people as possible. You have a very, very sellable deal here. If I was looking at this from an investment standpoint, I think if you can just communicate this to a buyer, they will be interested. I mean, you're coming in here. You don't have much equity at the start, but it's 7 years of 0%. Just get Section 8 up to $4,500, and suddenly you're, 1 or 2. So by year 4, you've got all your money out, and you've paid down your loan, and your houses have appreciated. I mean, it's pretty kick-ass.
Nice. Glad to hear that.
I've looked for landlords there too. People who own houses around there that they keep as rental properties would love to buy that one and put it in their portfolio.
Yeah. And PropStream should be able to help you find them.
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome,
Great.
man. Well, I hope to hear that you sell it this week. I think that you could have an assignment by the end of the week.
I might. Cool. I might shift my focus in for the rest of the week.
And Dan, I think that 20,000 for this is beyond reasonable. You could ask for 25, 30 if you wanted. So just play it by ear, see what you can get. But I mean, even if you were at 40, I mean, it's still a good return at. If an investor had to come up with $100,000, the investor that gets 50% is making a 30% return. You have a ton of room on this one.
Nice.
All right, man. Good talking.
Good
I hope to hear you. I hope to hear on Friday that you've sold it.
All right, I'll get right on it. Thanks, guys.
All right, talk to you later. Who's coming up next? We lost a Don. Oh, he's back. Ramon, are you working on anything?
No, I'm just stalking. Just stalking all you guys. I'm just trying to learn as much as possible. I try not to miss anything that comes up, whether I have something or not. I'm just learning, just trying to get it. And then of course putting the feelers out there. I got a little bit of money coming to me here shortly and ready to mingle.
You got any questions for us real quick?
No, not right at the moment. Just like I said, mostly stalking. So,
all right, well, keep stalking.
Yep.
Whenever you get a question, we got you.
Attaboy.
All right.
I think Autumn was saying she can bring a buyer for the Detroit deal. Autumn, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, are you saying you have a buyer for that Detroit deal?
I could bring one in.
Yeah. Who do you got? I'll bring Dan.
Oh, I mean, I'd have to go back through my buyers.
Okay.
Well, Dan and Autumn, if you guys want to DM each other in Apex, so that way you guys have each other's contacts, unless you want to put it on YouTube for the whole world to see, which is okay with us.
No. Hey, Autumn, would you mind messaging me?
Yeah, if I could figure out exactly how to do that.
Yeah, you and me both. That's why I asked you.
Oh no!
You can make a post on the front page.
This is easier than Facebook. Come on, guys.
It is. It is pretty easy.
Okay, I think I found it.
And then just search for Dan Taylor, and he should.
I got
right
yeah. Do you see it?
Ronald, we have that spreadsheet available, right, McKenna?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's just DM McKenna, and he'll send you a link to the spreadsheet. You can definitely get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Well, I
DM
hope
each other
you guys
and
can work together and
exactly.
Dan, don't let the person you're JVing with charge any money, man. He needs to sell this thing if he wants to get paid. That's just the way of the world.
100%.
All right, guys.
We'll be moving people to the green room. All right. If you don't see us, just go to YouTube and see the live feed.
Robert, you getting on the plane right now?
I am.
All right. Well, let's see if
That's the way Apex is supposed to work, though, guys. Someone brings a deal to the community. Someone else has got a buyer. Things happen. We got a group of doers, man. This is awesome.
Well, we've been going for about an hour now, guys. This could be a good time to cut it off. If
we got 2 more guys, McKenna, and we'll
two more, and then we'll go. Okay,
Let's
who's
get
up next?
Juan Carlos Quintana here. Let's actually put everybody up.
Hey,
we got
Juan.
Joel Carreras.
Hey, guys.
Speed round. Let's go. No one's here, and I guess we end it.
Well, Juan, I wanted to talk to you and see how it's been going with your business getting contracting leads. I know that a lot of people are trying to reach out to you, so I hope that's been going well. Guys, I think that's it for this week. We are going to try and get a little more organized about this. We're going to have a forum. I was supposed to have it for last week, and I didn't have it. But we'll get a forum set up to kind of guide you guys on what information you need to bring. And I hope this was valuable to everybody. We have the Thursday night masterclass in Apex. What are we talking about this week, Robert? I know we were talking about it on the phone.
So we do have one more question, McKenna. The person couldn't come up and ask it. Oh, look at that. Look at that shot right there. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff right there. Let's get to this question and we'll end it here. Okay. All right. Natalie asked, and guys, if you want to ask these questions, you have to join Apex. This is Natalie, an Apex member inside the studio, saying, I can't ask my question, but how to negotiate or approach an out-of-market opportunity when the owner is out of town, the place has been vacant for years. I would say if you can get in contact with that owner, you should reach out to them and say, hey, I see your property's here. Are you interested in selling it? And if you are, how much? And then start negotiating from there.
Yeah, getting in contact is the hardest part on these abandoned properties. Talk to all of the neighbors. You're looking for the old grandma that's been on the street for 40 years, and she might know a niece, a nephew, a cousin, an uncle, whoever, and you just need one link, right, to get in contact. It is quite difficult, and there's a reason that these properties sit abandoned. It's because it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but that means there's a ton of opportunity. And I just want to talk about a group member we have, Juan. He specializes in this, and that's all he does, and he absolutely crushes it. I mean, he'll buy a house for 10, 20 grand and sell it for 200 the next week. I mean, Juan is, and that'll take him a year to put together, but he is a killer. I put the link here for Apex. If you want to be on this show next week, we'd love to have you. Before we go, I just want to have a word from our sponsor.
Who could that be?
Hey guys, we love that you joined our community over here on the Flip Flop Flipper, and we're so proud that we're the fastest growing real estate investor groups on the entire platform. But here's the truth. The difference from being in the free group, the Flip Flop Flipper, and coming over to Apex, we're actually doing deals there. And in the short time that we've had the community, we've done several $1 million worth of real estate transactions. And I personally know of at least 18 or 20 deals that have happened. We just finished our first ever coffee and bus tour, and out of that, I'm already in conversations with 3 or 4 different groups of people that are going to do real estate deals together. We just want to be a part of your real estate investing story. And the difference between being in the Flip Flop Flipper community and being in the Apex community, Apex is actually get done. We're doers over there. So if you want to go from being a wanna-doer to actually being a doer, click the button. Let's go. Join Apex.
Man.
That guy is saying some stuff. And if you want to be a wanna-doer, stop wasting time. And if you really want to commit yourself to this stuff, pay the year.
Yeah.
You'll make sure you'll never miss a class after you do that. Trust me.
And I'll tell you guys, it is worth it. Emmanuel in the group, he got fired from his job, joined, and within a couple months, 2-3 months, even less than that, he has a wholesale deal under contract. He's going to get a check for 30 grand. That's just the first one he did. And then he, I think, has another one under contract for 20 grand.
He has another one with us who's making about, I don't know, 5 with us.
Okay.
And he has about 4 more lined up right behind that one. So that guy is making way more this year than he's ever made in his entire life working a 9-to-5 job. So if you want to take advantage of that stuff, plus tomorrow he's going to be teaching how he finds these deals and how he negotiates. And he's been holding back on some calls because he wants to show you exactly how he does the calls live tomorrow.
And that's going to be at 5 p.m. tomorrow. The Finders breakout group. It's in Apex in the calendar. Be on the lookout for it. We've got the 5 p.m. masterclass on Thursday. Aaron's got a coffee hour, 9 a.m. on Friday. Man, we are freaking busy.
Yep.
We just meet.
Well, we're excited to have you guys here, and don't miss tomorrow's class. Don't miss the Thursday night class. And what are you waiting for? Join Apex.
I love it. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye.